So, ready to jump in?
Yeah.
Okay, I only have one final, Trevor.
Okay.
And that is
Ooh, I know the answer
custard donut or a Belgian milk cookie. Which one? Which
well,
one?
the obvious answer is both, but I'm going to start off with a donut, I think.
Me too.
Yeah, they look
custard
good.
donuts win every time.
Let's go for it.
Okay, we're back for part 3 of the build blog diary of the construction of the TomJets Squall 120mm turbine jet. Not 120mm.
No, that's if it's EDF, it's 120 millimeters. But turbine, I can't remember the size, but
probably about 100 or 120 Newton engine.
Yeah.
But it is going to be turbine. That we do know.
thrust vector as well.
And thrust vectored to add a bit of excitement. And with smoke.
Yeah.
Anything else? Lights.
We need
lights.
Some pyrotechnics. Yeah, you could do lights.
We'll add everything eventually to this jet. So we're in part 3. So what have we done so far? We framed the fuselage.
Yeah.
We did the wings in part 2. So today we are on to the vertical stabilizer / rudder. Now, what is this all about? Just to recap, I'm a total newbie, never done this before, never built an RC aircraft of any type from a builder's kit, from a wood kit. You have done this many times, so I'm relying on the experience of Trevor here to push me along, help me solve little problems along the way, and give me little tips and tricks.
Yeah, it's always handy to know some tips, but mainly moral support, really, because it's not a difficult kit to build. It's just a bit daunting if you've never done anything like this before.
I was genuinely scared, apprehensive.
Yeah, I'm just here to hold your hand, really, just to make sure.
Yeah, no, you won't hold my hand. We don't do that on this channel. So yeah, we're enjoying the journey so far. I have to say, it's fun to build something like this from this, from this level, and I'm beginning to get a kind of more of a emotional attachment to it because I'm building it from scratch. It's not like an ARF where you literally all you do is you put in your receiver and plug in this and screw in the servos and then go fly it. This is you're actually building it.
You're getting satisfaction as well when you've built just a small part and you can see it coming together. It's quite a nice feeling.
Yes. I'm getting that already. Yeah. I just can't imagine how terrified I'm going to be when I fly it for the first time. I'm going to be like this.
Oh, the time you fly, you would have forgotten about all the hours building. So yeah, you'd be fine.
No, I'll be fine. Yeah. Anyway, that is in the future. So on to the vertical stabilizer rudder. Let me turn the camera.
So I'll show you some bits. So basically, the instructions. You've got a building frame here, which we've used for the wing fuselage. Still have these frames, so you get a nice straight build. Then you've got a picture here, so there's not really much in the way of words, which I prefer. And all the parts labelled, so you've got R for rudder, hence rudder there. And literally, you just assemble it all dry into the frame. Once you've got all the bits in, it should look like the photo, really.
Yes.
Yep.
And we've done this approach. This is what the instructions are like.
Yeah.
For the fuselage and the wings, and I followed this, and I have to say it's gobsmackingly easy to do. No complaints. It really is a lot of fun to put this together. All right, so anything else to add, Trev, before we leap in and we do this?
Yeah, just again, same with the other builds. We put it together dry, and then we use a mixture of super glue and super phatic.
Yes.
Just to fix it all.
From our friend John at Deluxe Materials. You know, I think I would have thought originally it was quite boring to talk about glues. But what I'm realising is how important glues are to the whole process.
Fixing crash planes, actually.
Exactly. Because that's the only time I've used glues is putting foamies together or fixing things, fixing balsa models. But here I'm using the correct glues, the correct products to assemble this thing, and it's really important to use the right ones.
Yeah, it's handy to know that. I mean, on the Deluxe website, I think I've actually got a page and they show you what products to use for different joints and that. So if you don't know what glue to use, that information's out there basically. So.
But what I will do is on each of these videos, I will list the products that we have used and where to get them on the website. If you want to put a little basket together of the things you would need to put one of these TomJets together, then easily we'll make it easy for you. So, ready to jump in?
Yeah.
Okay, I only have one final, Trevor,
Okay.
and that is
Ooh, I know the answer
custard donut or a Belgian milk cookie. Which one? Which
well,
one?
the obvious answer is both, but I'm going to start off with a donut, I think.
Me too.
Yeah, they look
custard
good.
donuts win every time.
Let's go for it.
So there we go. We're ready to crack on with the build of the vertical stabilizer rudder. We will be back in a moment. I suspect this isn't going to take us too long, and we will show you the completed article.
I'll tell you what, actually, look at the clock.
What's the time, is it?
So it's 22 minutes past 12.
Yeah.
So should we say 12:30? We'll start the build, and then we will stop we'll take a picture of the clock when we're done. With the finished bit.
Ready.
Hang on.
Put your donut
Yeah,
down.
I haven't got time for a donut.
No time for donuts. Let's crack on. All right, welcome back, and we're done with the vertical stabilizer / rudder.
Yeah.
This didn't take too long.
If you look at the clock up there, was it just over 20 minutes to do?
I guess. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was quite a little bit different, I have to say. Let's turn to show you. What was different, Trev?
So-
It was these. We had to thread these through, didn't we?
Yeah, so you got like a hollow, the rib's got two big cutouts here. You have to kind of thread them over these bits here. I mean, point out again, like literally you want to put everything together dry. If we'd glued some bits by at that stage, we probably would have had problems, but if you do it all dry, we had plenty of chance.
And get to the end and make sure everything does fit, because
Yeah.
actually, what was the one bit? This, you see this
yes.
here, R21? I'd actually done this the wrong way around. So these notches in R21 were up here
the top,
when they
weren't they?
needed to be down here, but I figured that out because I tried to dry fit this piece in, and it didn't fit. So unfortunately, we hadn't committed glue to it, so it was easy to do.
There is one thing to point out on the instructions. So some of the numbers are actually missing on the diagram you used. But to be fair, it all makes sense. The more bits you put together and the more bits you're left with, it's quite obvious where they go.
Yes.
So I'm not going to knock Tom for that, because it hasn't caused us a problem. It just meant we had to use our brains a little bit more.
Correct. Yes.
Which is all part of the fun, isn't it?
It is.
Give that brain training.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, I don't think we've gone wrong. Even though that bit, it was kind of obvious to me what was wrong, and to do it.
It took a couple of minutes just to sort of suss it out, didn't it? Really.
It did.
Yeah, but
Out of over 20 minutes to put that together, it wasn't very long.
No.
So again, it was a case of using where's the stuff? I was using this Rocket Rapid, just after we dry fitted it, using Rocket Rapid to make sure everything's stuck together. And what we'll do now is we'll pull it out the frame and actually then use the Superfatic all the way around to make sure everything is solid and assembled correctly. So there we go. That is the basic construction of all the one more bit.
yeah.
One more bit to the underbelly.
yeah, it's
bit.
got like an air intake goes underneath. But again, that's even easier to build. So,
Easiest bit, yeah.
that's the easiest bit out of the lot. And then it's literally, we've got some skinning to do. So you're going to learn a bit when we do that.
Never done that before.
Yeah, that's quite rewarding, because all of a sudden it all looks like a solid structure then.
Yeah,
and
okay,
it gets super strong as well, the airframe, when you start putting the skin on. That's where most of the strength comes in.
So what we will do at the start of the next video, we will have it all assembled before we get into that sheeting process and show it with the underbelly, and you'll see the overall shape and how big the Squall 120 is.
Yeah.
And then we'll start the sheeting, and hopefully after 4 or 5 hours on the next build segment, we'll show how much we've got through in that amount of time doing the sheeting.
The sheeting will take longer, but not that it's a harder job. It's just that that's where you need the most amount of TLC, really, just get everything fitting really nice. Just take your time on that bit.
Yeah.
It'd be worth it.
Okay, good. All right, that is it for this episode. I suspect on the next one we'll be able to share the electronics, the servos specifically. We're going to be dropping into this TomJets Squall 120. They favoured brand, I would say, and spec from Tom himself. We're going to be using those, but I'll share that next time. So thanks for following along. If this was the first episode you've watched, maybe you want to go back to the start and start from the beginning and see how easy it has been for me. You know, first time builder of a wood-based kit. You'll see how easy I found it, just with that little bit of guidance and motivation and morale boosting from my friend Trevor here, who's done it many times before. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time.
Adios.
Adios.